Injuries, and more injuries happening. As the days go by, we are, some 40 days away from the first game of the season. We have the Hall of Fame game coming up. Not that that means anything. That's a pretty pointless game for starters, but it's football. Again, injuries piling up, so we're gonna take a look at the news feed real quick. Here's the most important one: Sky Moore dealing with hamstring injury. But in all seriousness, I saw Isaiah Likely tweaked an ankle. Bishol Tootin hamstring injury yesterday. Appeared to be back at practice today. We've talked about it before. Justin Fields had dislocated toe. He said he's good to go, so no worries there. Justin Jefferson has a tweaked hamstring, out for the foreseeable future. But as you see, just tons of stuff. On track to see snaps. I said the Hall of Fame game was meaningless, but Hampton going to see some snaps in it. Najee, no timetable for practice return. Quentin Johnston not going to play in the Thursday nighter Hall of Fame game. Here's the Isaiah Likely injury. Out for a few weeks. Herbie won't start in the Hall of Fame game. Trey Lance is actually the starter there. Luke McCaffrey looking better. Don't want to see that. We don't want to see Austin Eckler returning kicks. McConkey, undisclosed, sitting out practice. Not too worried. Jalen Lane. Okay. Debo, no surprise there, moving all around. Exits Tuesday practice. Banged his head. Okay. Hollywood Brown tweaks ankle. Okay. I mean, Jesus, the Chiefs are just in shambles. Hollywood Brown can't stay healthy. Come on, man. Like, what are we made of? Neighbors was hurt too, shoulder injury. Michael Pittman, groin injury. Dude, like, what, we guys made of fucking foam? Come on. Alright, I mean, Marshawn Lloyd, Dontavian Wicks. Miles Sanders looking good early in camp, okay. Travion looking good. Wandale also left, but he was back in practice. There's tons of stuff happening. But let's hop into this $4 Chihuahua. 25 entry max, advanced structure, 2 out of 12, 1 to 9, 1 to 6, 217C final, 30K to first. 22nd draft. Jump right into it. We'll talk more injury news as we go. Chris Godwin hasn't practiced yet. A lot of the guys that have been injured haven't practiced yet. I think, I want to say Juwan Jennings was back at practice. Don't quote me on that. I haven't seen anything him being back. Left due to a calf injury 2 days ago. So I actually haven't seen anything about him being back. I was just assuming there. We have the 10th pick. We did draft earlier. We had the 7th pick. We went CMC. We actually just went 3 at running backs. Savage mode. We went CMC, Bucky, and Hampton. That was in the 7 hole. And then we just hammered receivers. I feel pretty good about that team. It was a 3 This is a 3573 build, so pretty standard best ball draft. We'll see if anything happens in this. Some of these cheaper drafts like get a little crazy because there's not a lot on the line. So it should be fun. All right, let's take a look at the board. Chase, Bijan, Jefferson continued to fall because of his hamstring. I think just natural progression too, that Bijan and Gibbs are climbing boards. Barkley at 5, JJ goes to 6, so that's kind of where I've been seeing him, this 5 to 8 range. We're about to be on the clock. These aren't my ranks, by the way. I don't know if we want to go neighbors. Let's go neighbors. I'm not worried about the injury. Genty BTJ, Almond Raw. Oh, we do get H in here. Take neighbors H in. I feel like those are definitely guys that could be league winners, or just, you know, have high ceilings, high upside. This draft room hasn't really gotten too crazy, to be honest. The one thing in these contests, I know I've said it before, but for those who haven't heard it, in contests that have been open a long time, so Best Ball Mania, Marathon, whatever, the ADPs have chances, you know, if you're always drafting, so you start drafting when the contest opens and you're continuously drafting, like, say, once a week, a couple times a week, once a month, whatever it may be, the ADPs will change throughout that based on injuries, camp hype, whatever it may be, just natural, you know, fluctuations there. People just going on trends of who they like and who they don't like. Someone gets boring, someone gets hyped for no reason. Things like that happen. So when contests are open for a long time, the ADP scale naturally happens. So you're just naturally going to get a lot of different and new teams. For instance, JJ was constantly going at 2 and 3. Now he's already going at 6, 7, 8, probably sometimes even 9, 10 in Best Ball Mania and things like that. So it's just a way of drafting when you draft all the time. And with that, you don't need to necessarily always be trying to build super unique teams if you're going to plan on always drafting. Now, if you don't plan on doing a lot of drafts, then sure, go ahead and be unique on the ones that you do. But when we have these contests that come out and close fast, so the Chihuahua, the puppy, that only, even the smaller ones, like, you know, that have 20,000 entrants, 30, 40 that close within the week, puppies will stay open for about 2 weeks. But it's less time for these ADP ranks, ADP numbers, whatever, to change, which means you have to get unique on your own. You should always be trying to get a little bit unique, and whether that's it's which makes it better to be drafting at the turn because you can pick and choose, and you don't have to get unique necessarily in the first round, second round to reach on guys. You can do that in the third round, the fourth round, and so on and so on, as long as you have tiers defined for your guys. McBride makes it all the way to 30. We have a nice balance build here. Miami plays Tampa. Giants play the Raiders in week 17. So however we want to build that, I don't know. I'm going to continue to grab Amari and Hampton. They both have week 12 ADPs. This is also a contest that oh, look at that. My running backs have week 12 and my wide receivers have week 14s. But this is also a contest where, well, hold on. Before I even get to that, Rashid Rice goes at 37. I don't think that guy knows that Rashid Rice might be getting suspended. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, me taking, so Martin Hampton's ADP he was going at the turn, more so here. He was falling to the fourth round, and probably even previously, like back when Najee was fine, probably going like middle fourth, maybe even 4 or 5 turn at some points. Now that's completely changed. His ADP has risen all the way to the third round, sometimes mid third. As you see here, I take him about right at the turn rated ADP, but yeah, I mean, super interesting to see. Because if you were in BBM and you took him at 34, it's not the wrong thing to do, right? But to realize that a lot of teams do have him in the fourth round, not that that should stray you off of him if that's how you're drafting. Shouldn't stray you off him at all, actually, but just like the thought process and being able to know all these ADPs, definitely beneficial to some extent. I will say, I plan on doing a few more of these chihuahuas, maybe like 5 to 10 entries. It's 25 max. I'm probably not going to spend $100, but I'd be down to spend 20 to 40 on it. Oh, I have 2 teams now with Hampton Tet, which I'm completely fine with. I think they're very 2 high upside rookies. See, James Conner's hurt. Not James Conner, Joe Mixon. James Conner moving up the board. Grab a guy I don't get a lot of. Rome Odunze. 2 second-year receivers, Rome and Neighbors. Rookie and Tet. 3rd year in Achan. Hampton rookie. Super, super young team. I could go Jacoby. Now let's get somebody I don't get a ton of too. We'll go Addison at 63. As our 4th receiver. I'm usually taking Jennings there. People are probably scared of the injury bug there. Um, but we do set ourselves up for later quarterbacks. I'm usually not taking Dart or Russ with Neighbors. If I had to say pick one, pick Dart, but Russ is the bona fide one per Brian Dayball to start the season. They look good in practice. I mean, obviously Russ has throws a good deep ball. Darius Slayton looks good. Neighbors looks good. I've seen a ton of clips of him scoring touchdowns, deep touchdowns too, which is nice to see rather than him being such an underneath guy last year with piss poor quarterback play. But so far the team is 0240 build. Achan, Hampton, Neighbors, McMillan, Dunze, Addison. Super, super young team. 2 rookies, 2 sophomores. What's Addison in? Can't remember if Addison's in his 3rd or 4th year already. Time's been flying. Diggs off at 69. That's someone's ADP who's been rising, actually. Stephon Diggs. He was closer to 80. He's up at 74. George Pickens, another one that's been rising. Pearsall all the way up at 67, probably from the Juwan Jennings news. But anyway, yeah, we set ourselves up for some later quarterbacks in Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, Ibuka, another riser with Godwin falling. Godwin's been going after Ibuka. Actually, they flipped ADPs. Team takes I didn't even notice Joe Burrow goes at the turn there. Brian Robinson off at 77. Myers falls all the way to 76. I have built a few teams with like a lot of rookies on it, so I want to stray away from that. There are a lot of rookies that I like, but not every one of them can hit. I'll definitely snag the Jerry Jeudy dip if he makes it to me. Just no reason for him to be falling. Jaden Reed off at 80. Big news on him. He's been playing in wide receiver 2 sets. Jeudy goes, so never mind. Let's roll with we're actually gonna grab Matthew Golden. Can't stay away. Another rookie receiver that I like. He's gonna dip because of that 2 wide receivers set news, so be it. Aaron Jones off the board. Damn, TJ Hawkinson goes. That's who we wanted ideally there. Take Jordan Mason, stack him with Addison. Another guy that I really like, another guy that I have a ton of. Kind of my stance there this year is Jordan Mason is a really good runner. I like the bet. But the downside is we have no Detroit pieces for the Week 17 matchup. But good game to target with Addison and Mason. Look to get McCarthy if we can. So far, 0350 build. We're pretty strong right now. Achan, Hampton, Mason, Neighbors, McMillan, Adunze, Addison, Golden. Once again, super young team. Let's go ahead and queue up our quarterbacks just so I know where they are. We can continue to get Jordan Love too. I don't have a ton of Bryce Young, so would love to get some. Tua does become in play with Achan because of the passing game. I would say Herbert but not necessarily. Now we could get Trey Harris. That's another rookie though. I don't want to be bogged down with rookies. We do need, let's see, Miami plays Tampa week 17, Chargers play Houston, Troy, Vegas, Seattle. Cup is on the board. Green Bay plays Baltimore. I don't mind a falling Kelsey. I think we're going to take Caleb. We're just going to make sure we get Caleb here. To pair with Rome. I don't want to go Dobbins. He has a week 12 bye. Let's go Scat. We already made the bet on the Giants. So now we have four rookies on the team. Pretty bold move for sure. 1450 build. Caleb, Achan, Hampton, Mason, Scattaboo. Neighbors, McMillan, Adunze, Addison, Golden. We've made the bet so far. Minnesota and New York. Do I love it? No, I don't love this team. Jordan Love goes a 115 to nobody? 115 to nobody. He goes Dak at 102 and Jordan Love. This is the same guy that reached on Ricky Pearsall. Reaches on Kenneth Walker. Get to Fowler and McBride. I mean, but what are you doing with Jordan Love is the question. Our bring back to Chicago for San Francisco is probably going to be Isaac Guerrero. I would like to get Colston Loveland on the way back, hopefully, to pair with Caleb and Rome. Come here, Tucker. Garendo's actually coming. No, he's not. I'll probably have to reach on Garendo if I want a Garendo. I don't think he makes it back to 154. This area of the draft's pretty gross. We should definitely try to snag McCarthy if he falls. He should fall. I don't see why he wouldn't. Loveland goes, so that makes our pick a little bit easier. He already has two quarterbacks too, so McCarthy will get to us. Kirk goes, so we're gonna give McCarthy 8 picks past ADP. And we're gonna go ahead and reach on Garendo to lock in our Chicago bet in San Francisco. I also think Garendo has higher upside than most of these guys. Contingent on a CMC injury, but he could have some standalone value at some point. Tua and Bryce Young are still options at quarterback. We need tight ends. I've loved going late round tight end this year. I think it's been real good. Been treating us real nice. Jake Ferguson just signed a fat contract, 4 years for like what, 52 mil. That's pretty fat. 13 a year. Take a look at the board. So this guy goes Mahomes, Kelsey, May, and Stroud. He does have Nico, so he gets the double with Christian Kirk. Drake May unstacked. He gets the nice value in Jerry Jeudy. I'm kind of pissed about that. Cam Ward goes early. Kyle Pitts goes early. He goes to the Penix team. Quarterback's been ripping off the board. Thank God we got our 2 so far. And then we'll just take one of the 2 and Tua and Bryce. I'd probably say Bryce over Tua just because. Yeah, I'd prefer Bryce over Tua in this build. We don't really have any other options at quarterback. Bryce is kind of right at ADP. We locked down our 3 quarterbacks, Caleb, McCarthy, and Bryce. I don't feel super strongly. Thank God we did take them because Tua goes. I don't feel too strongly about it, but yeah, we're just gonna take Brendan Strange here, just to lock in some sort of tight end. Not really any correlation there. I don't want to take Jack Bashford. I have too many rookies. Can't take Jaden Blue. Too many rookies. Could take Tank Bigsby, but I don't know if I want 6 running backs. Could have went Thielen. I do like McMillan. Could have taken McMillan there to have it bring back for the Miami stuff. I like Elijah Arroyo late. I know he's a rookie too, but that's a bring back for our Carolina stuff. I think MVS is the wide receiver 3 in Seattle. Could take a shot on MVS to set something up. Him or, yeah, probably. I've taken some Torrey Horton as well. I mean, you could take some AJ Barner. MVS should be the field stretcher, so he could run hot on touchdowns. Kind of old, but he could be the guy you need in week 17 against the Panthers. Potentially. I expect the Panthers, maybe their defense still isn't that good, especially against the run, but I expect the offense to be able to keep up. So there's that. I haven't taken much of McMillan either. It'd be nice to get him. I don't know how much he's gonna play. And he'll probably play earlier in the season, which we could use some early production since we have 2 rookies. All right, we'll take McMillan there. Arroyo is steamed up to 188. My goodness. I mean, we'll take him. So I'll bring back to the Carolina stuff. I usually prefer taking Mason Taylor over everything in this range. So we go Neighbors, Achan, Hampton, McMillan, Adunze, Addison, Golden to catch up a receiver a little bit. Mason, Williams, Scadaboo, McCarthy. So we get Williams and Adunze to bring back with Garendo for that game. McCarthy, Mason, and Addison. No bring back for Detroit that game. Garendo, we get Bryce Young paired with Tet. Our bring back is Elijah Arroyo for that game. We have Jalen McMillan, Brent Strange, just because we needed a tight end pretty badly there. Don't really, with a lot of rookies in that range, kind of need someone that could break out a little bit at tight end and run hot on touchdowns on a good offense, in my opinion. So we take that shot there. Need one more tight end, probably one more receiver. Thinking MVS would be nice for some spikes, possibly. Somebody that goes undrafted, and then I think we could run Jay Sanders. I think that's what we're gonna do. Run Jatavion. If he doesn't go. Hopefully he doesn't go. We'll rip him first. No one's gonna, I don't think anyone's gonna take MVS. Where's the Darnold team actually? No. I don't think anyone's going to take MVS. We'll take Jay Sanders. As much as I like Mason Taylor, we already have a rookie tight end, 2 rookie receivers, and 2 rookie running backs. So I'm good on rookies. JJ is technically a rookie. Tyler Shuck off the board. Man, it kills me to leave Mason Taylor on the board. His athletic profile is so nice. But I bit the bullet on Ben Sinnott last year. Thought he was going to outplay Zach Ertz. That didn't happen. The thing with Mason Taylor, though, is there's no, Tyler Conklin's gone. So, I mean, he's competing against Jeremy Ruckert is not a thing. So, we'll see if he ends up undrafted in this. No, I'd imagine this Huff dude takes him. He has Evan Ingram as his only tight end. 2761 build. He goes Diami 27. Yeah, he rolls 1 tight end. Evan Ingram. We're also talking about the person that took Rashee Rice at ADP and Chris Godwin. I think he was just taking anybody past ADP. We'll take MVS there, an undrafted guy, most tournaments probably. We don't have Darnold, but we do have the bring back, and we have Elijah Arroyo. Again, someone that could run hot on touchdowns. You never know. I mean, or just you might need him in week 17. Like, you never know what happens. But we do have the Carolina stack, so this team's, I'm not the hottest about this team, but it's a team that could run hot. It's a 3-5-7-3 build again. Pretty cheeky ass team, if you ask me. Yeah, we're gonna end the stream there. I just want to get a quick one in. 35 minutes long. Let's go ahead and check our updated exposures here. We're 60. That should be 67 teams after that draft, because I drafted one earlier on my phone. So 66 are going to be updated. The other one won't update, but top exposures right now at quarterback: Stafford, which I don't love because of that back injury; Jordan Love, which I do love. I'm high on the Packers this year. Brock Purdy, high on them this year, especially him and himself. I'm high on. But a lot of 10%. A lot of guys that I haven't drafted a ton of, like Burrow, I just don't get because I don't get a ton of. The Cincinnati guys, Hurts, I don't get a ton of, which mistakenly so, in my opinion. But I was high on Hurts last year. I think one of my most drafted quarterbacks last year bit me in the ass. And then a lot of guys just like baseline. Checo, super high on. Mason, another one, which just took in that draft. Kamara, Brees, but Golden. But that's going to do it for this. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications when we go live. Drop a comment below. We'll answer any questions you have about fantasy, whether it's your home league, Underdog, whatever. If you want to play on Underdog, link in the description, code Temptation. Sign up, you'll get a deposit match up to $1,000, I believe, still. Help you out a little bit. Play some games, practice, do whatever on here. 4 money drafts to win some money. Super fun. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy your Tuesday evening. If you're listening to this back any other day, enjoy your evening, your morning, whatever it may be. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.